And it's time to finish the quarter-final of the Ultimate Supermarket Lager Championship. And we are going to finish it in style. Let's have a look at the table. So here's the table, and 3 of the 4 spots in the semi-final have now been filled. And if you remember to the last one, the Ayinger shifted through into the semi-final, beating the Jupiler. And I got those beers the wrong way around. I thought the Ayinger was the Jupiler and vice versa. So the one I thought was the Jupiler went through, but it was actually the Ayinger. And now we have got the final 2 beers in this quarter-final. On my left, we have got the Augustiner, which has not been very... I don't think it's had much competition so far in the championship. And it has moved through into the quarter-finals now, where it is up against the Hawkstone Lager, which, if you remember, beat the Krombacher Pils, which got through the first round with a bye. We're not going to talk about the Tegernsee Hell. That's basically what happened. The Krombacher got a bye because the Tegernsee Hell was disqualified, and then we basically put the Hawkstone Lager up against the Tegernsee Hell, and the Hawkstone won. What can I say? I'm waffling. Let's get these beers poured out into glasses. Before we do that, let's just talk about the beers for a second. So Augustiner Hell, German Helles, brewed in Germany. It's 5.2% ABV, and it's one of the better Helleses. We've got Hawkstone Lager, which has been a surprisingly good beer as far as I'm concerned. 4.8%, brewed in the UK. Anyone who watches Clarkson's Farm will know all about it, and anyone who doesn't, to be honest, anyone's got Facebook pulling all about it. And there you go, Hawkstone Lager, Augustiner Hell. Let's get them cracked open and poured into glasses. Okay, beers poured. Heads dissipating very quickly from when they were poured. There was 2-finger head when they were poured. They've dissipated quite quickly from that. Well, what can I say? First of all, for the people who are watching at home, this is which is which. Okay, that was which one was which. Right, let's have a little look at them. So, both looking quite a pale straw colour, possibly a dash of amber in the one in the Augustiner glass. Similar pour of both. Looking similar heads, nice and wispy. They were quite fluffy when they were first poured. Looking medium carbonation, they don't look dead fizzy, which is great. Let's go and get a nose on this one and see what this one smells like. So it smells refreshing, it smells a little bit malty. Smells hoppy, smells lemony, smells a bit grassy. Yeah, it's got all the things that I'd like to smell in a really nice lager. It smells crisp, it smells refreshing, it smells a little bit earthy. It smells like the real deal. That smells a little bit peppery as well. A little bit of pepper in there as well, which is interesting. Okay, let's have a smell of this one. Yeah, so that one, more like a honey and lemon kind of smell to that, almost like kind of like a honey when you're not well, if you have like honey and lemon. That's what that smells like. Really, it smells like the honey and lemon. Certainly compared to that. The lemon in that one's a little bit more bitter. This one, it's a very sweet kind of lemon, almost like lemonade when you make it yourself with lemons and sugar. A little bit of malt hiding in the background there, but very lemon up front and honey. Possibly syrup. It smells fresh, it smells fragrant, it smells very nice. It smells quite sweet. So there we go, so there's the nose on them. Quite a dry smell, quite a lot going on, a little bit rustic. This one's got a much sweeter smell. It smells very lemony, and I say with a bit of honey. Right, I'm going to go and start tasting these now, so let's have a bit of a swill. So as usual, I'm going to start with the one on the right. Let's move this out of the way. Right, let's go in for this one. Go in for the old taste. Cheers. Nice dry bite when it comes up front. I don't know why I started talking then. I'm still tasting it. Oh, that's nice. Bizarre, really. I drank it and then just thought I could start talking about the taste, and I'm still tasting it. That taste changed then so I'm gonna just savour the whole lot. Then I'm gonna talk about it. yeah, I mean that says it all. That was how long I was tasting that beer for. I'm still tasting a bit of it now. I don't think it's developed anymore, but get a bit of a dry bite there, a little bit of bitterness when you first start. Then you get a nice little malty backbone running through it there. In the middle, you taste that maltiness. There's a little bit of sweetness, but not too much. Just balances it out nicely. At the end, you get this lovely bready aftertaste, which just kind of lingers. It's still there, bready, almost kind of like a wheaty corn almost aftertaste. It's just a lovely kind of like the fields, but not in a bad way. The fields, just kind of like the crops in the fields, just that kind of, I don't know, just instilling all those just summer vibes, and just, yeah, and just fields full of crops and just things being harvested, and it just tastes, yeah, it tastes great. I say a little bit of bitterness. It's not particularly bitter beer, this, but it's really delicious. Yeah, whatever it is, it's really nice. Okay, now let's go in for this one. Cheers. So, that one is possibly less bitter than that one. It's not as dry when it comes in. It's got quite a sweet entry. Very lemony. Lemon's the first thing that you taste. That kind of honey and lemon is the first thing you taste. Not as much in the finish. It's got a very clean finish though. It's got a very clean finish, very crisp finish, and you want to go in back for more. It's very tasty, albeit a little bit sweet, I think. Certainly compared to that one. And I wouldn't say that's particularly dry as far as they go. That is quite sweet compared to that one. I think if you put this up against a Jever or a Bitburger or something like that, that would come across as incredibly sweet, I reckon. But it's incredibly tasty as well. I'm kind of getting a bit of like lager and lime vibes from this. I mean, I'm not going to pretend I don't know which one's which, because I'm pretty sure I know which one's which just by tasting these. Now, it's a shame because I want to not think of which one's which. Not that it's going to affect my opinion of them. Being as objective as I can, this one is, it's quite sweet. I wouldn't say it's too sweet. It's certainly not mellow and wallowy like some of those mellow sweet beers were that got knocked out in the first round, because they weren't great at all. This one is very tasty. It's very tasty. There's a tiny bit of dryness just offsetting that sweetness. There's not much bitterness at all in it. But it is good. But it is very crisp. It's very crisp. It's not wallowy. It's not soft. Although it's got quite a soft mouthfeel. It's quite low carbonation. Very tasty. When you've had some, you want to drink some more. Let's face it. It is really good in that respect. Okay, I'm going to go from this one to this one now. That one is much drier. There's a little bit more carbonation in it. And some savoury notes in there. You're getting that lovely biscuitiness, lovely breadiness, which you don't really get with this one. And I notice there's also a bit of a Pilsner-esque vibe to it as well. Not the bitterness, but almost like some of the flavours you get with the Krombacher, I'm getting in this. Some of those lovely kind of flavours in the Warsteiner. The Warsteiner and the Krombacher had these lovely kind of biscuity, bready flavours running through them, which were quite prominent, quite up front. This one's got it as well. But it's very well balanced with the rest of the flavours. There's not an overpowering bitterness. Oh, there is a bit of bitterness, nice dryness in it. It's a relatively dry beer. It's certainly not sweet under any circumstance. It's savoury, if anything. It's a savoury beer with a nice biscuity, bready backbone there. It's a little bit rustic. It's a bit of lemon, bit of orange peel in the flavour. It's a little bit floral. It's the whole works. It really is the whole works. That's really nice. This one is really nice as well. And I am enjoying the flavour of this one. Just because it is quite lager and limey, and it's not that I drink a lager and lime. I don't think I've ever had a lager and lime really. I've probably tried it sometimes, just put a bit of lime in my lager. And when you put a bit of lime in your lager, this is kind of like what it tastes like, which kind of makes it taste a little bit artificial. It's probably not, but it does taste like somebody's brewed a nice lager and put a little bit of lime in it, just to add a little bit of extra sweetness, a little bit of pizzazz. You know, it's very pleasant, but it's not as good as that one. I'd say it's nowhere near as good as that one. This one is a lot better than this one, I would say. They're both very nice, very pleasant flavours. This one is I'm really enjoying this one. This one is tasty, very tasty, but there's just a little something in there that's just making it a little bit too lager and limey, and not just like a lager, basically. Whereas this one is just a lager through and through. It's got all those lovely tastes that you associate with a really good lager, and it's you know, I said it was a lot better. It's better. It's definitely better. I wouldn't say it's a lot better. Okay, this is a really good beer. This is a really nice beer. This, I don't want to do it down by making it say it tastes synthetic or it tastes like just a lager with some lime dropped in it, because it does taste very fresh. It does taste very natural. It doesn't taste, you know, like some of them taste. But having said that, this one is better. I'm going to guess that this is the Augustiner, just because I'm pretty sure this is the Augustiner, because the Augustiner doesn't taste like lager and lime. I'm going to guess this is the Hawkstone, because the Hawkstone I think does taste like lager and lime. And I'm basically going to find out whether I was right, and I'm going to come right back. And I'm back. And I'm right. This was the Augustiner. Augustiner Lager Hell. This was the Hawkstone. Hawkstone Lager. Yeah, Hawkstone. Again, not taking anything away from this beer. It is a very nice beer. It is $2.75 a bottle in Spar. Is it worth it? I don't think so. It's just a bit too expensive. $2.75 for a 330ml bottle. In Waitrose, they were 4 for $8.50. I'm not sure if that was an introductory offer or if they're still 4 for $8.50 now. That makes them a little bit cheaper. At that price point, possibly you're getting what you pay for. You know, it is a quality product. It's is it worth? But it's worth probably about £2 a bottle, I'd say. Maybe. But having said that, this this was dearer anyway. This was about $2.75 I think, or $2.95 I think it might have been, roughly £3 a bottle. But it's, you know, it's amazing. It's the Augustiner Lager Hell. It is an amazing lager. This is one of the ones I would have put up there. You know, I could have almost guessed for this and the Edelstoff in the final, and well, that's not going to happen because the Edelstoff got knocked out. The Edelstoff got knocked out ages ago, and this may get knocked out yet. Okay, it's one of the stronger ones. It's a really good beer, but well, in the next round, it's going to be up against the Ayinger. That'll be a test. Can I tell the difference between an Augustiner and an Ayinger? That will be a 50-50 shoot thing. I think that one. That's no way in a million years I'm going to be able to tell which one's which out of those. But you never know. But it doesn't matter. If I can't tell which one's which, that's better, because the better beer will go through to the final, where it will meet the Staropramen or the Lowenbrau. Wow, we are getting close now. We've only got 3 more matchups to go until we've got a winner. Hawkstone, well fought, good beer. I will get you again. It's just a nice beer to have every so often, you know, as a little treat maybe. Certainly wouldn't get it on a regular basis because it's just too expensive, basically. But this one, similar price, but a bottle, but a bigger bottle, and a better beer. I think that's a perfect thing to end on. I know that's been in the way the whole time, but perfect thing to end on. What a beer. Augustiner Hell. It does everything right. It's got all the good things, all the great things that I've been talking about. The things that I said were great about the Singha with the aftertaste. Things I said were great about the Warsteiner. Things I said were great about the Kronbacher. They all come together in a beer like this. This is really remarkable beer. Is it going to get any further? Who knows? I mean, I've said the same things about the Ayinger. I said the same things about the Lowenbrau. The Staropramen is an interesting beer. You know, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen in the semi-final? But I hope you guys stay tuned for the semi-final to find out what goes through to the final. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, have a good one.